The House with a Clock in Its Walls is a fantasy horror comedy film aimed at the whole family. It stars Jack Black, Cate Blanchett, and Owen Vaccaro. And here's the most surprising aspect. This is directed by Eli Roth. Yes, Eli Roth, who has directed horror films like the two Hostel movies and Cabin Fever. He also directed Death Wish starring Bruce Willis earlier this year. So it's an exciting departure for him to make a film primarily aimed at young adults. The story is set in 1955 when a recently orphaned Louis Barneveld, played by Owen Vaccaro, moves to Michigan to live with his uncle Jonathan Barneveld, played by Jack Black. It soon becomes evident to Louis that all is not as it seems with his peculiar uncle and the house he lives in. He finds out that Jonathan and his neighbor Florence Zimmerman, played by Cate Blanchett, are a warlock and witch respectively. Fortunately, they are far from sinister, although they are surrounded by evil forces, evident by a constant ticking in the walls. Louis gradually studies witchcraft through his uncle, while quickly learning that magic is anything but child's play. Eli Roth's sensibility mostly works here because the film has a distinctly dark tone. Roth merges a sense of mystery with childlike wonder while maintaining an underlying feeling of dread because all is not what it seems. Adding to the film's personality are Jack Black and Cate Blanchett. They are an odd pairing that works well precisely for that reason. You wouldn't usually picture them playing off each other, yet they bring soul to the film with their platonic chemistry. Both actors venture towards scam but never fully into it. Of course, Jack Black has his own unique style and he lends that spirited and mischievous energy to Jonathan, complete with mandatory jamming on a musical instrument, and that's a lot of fun. Cate Blanchett is deviously delightful as Florence, poised yet ruthless when needed. You can tell she's really enjoying herself here, and she also has a fair amount of action to do, which is great because she makes it so much more fun. Their playful bickering alone could carry the film further than the script allows. Seriously, I could watch them go back and forth a lot more. Meanwhile, child actor Owen Vaccaro is a bit of a mixed bag. He suitably conveys the distress of a lonely, awkward orphan, but there are some scenes where he's unable to maintain the right measure of emotional outbursts needed to make him believable. The film also suffers from severe tonal shifts, especially with some humor that doesn't work. There's a running gag involving a character's bowel movements. Yes, it's toilet humor, which doesn't work the first, second or third time, and you just wonder, why did they have to do that? The final act features a climax that really goes all out with CGI mayhem, and there are some genuinely absurd visual effects. However, the biggest issue with this film is, although based on a novel released in 1973, the magical fantasy themes remind you of other popular franchises with hardly anything new or inventive on offer here. So the film doesn't end up being distinctive or memorable in any way. Still, the spirited combination of Black and Blanchett, along with gorgeous production and costume design, makes this an entertaining family adventure, which is why I'm going with 3.5 stars for The House with a Clock in Its Walls. Guys, which is the most entertaining kids film you watched? Let me know in the comments, and keep watching It's Entertainment on Mirror Now, you first.